A man from Devon is 4 days into a unique 700-mile challenge under his own steam on both land and water. Alistair from Seaton will cycle and canoe from Edinburgh to Exmouth to raise money for local charities. His canoe's been specially made from flax, and the challenge will see him pass through more than 100 locks over the next month. Alistair, for goodness sake, where are you this evening?
That sounds quite off-putting, that does. When you
I know. Has it put you off in the last couple of seconds?
It does, actually, yes. Whose great idea was that?
Yours, Alistair. It was yours.
Well, I'm just south of Thirsk, actually. I'm quite pleased how it's gone, really. And I confess, after 3 nights kind of sleeping by the side of the road, I've gone for B&B tonight, so I'm feeling almost human again, which is quite nice.
Oh, great! So you'll get to have a bath and all that kind of thing, will you?
Yeah, I've had a bath. I tried to have a shower, but I couldn't get it to work. So I kind of thumped the bath and thought, actually, that was great. So that was a good idea.
Honestly, you couldn't get it to work. You're a man who's cycling and canoeing from one end of the country to another. You couldn't get a shower to work.
I know. Well, I've had enough showers the last few days, actually. So I just thought I got that one to work.
Now, the last time I spoke to you was on Friday night, and you were just around Berwick-upon-Tweed, where you'd had a little bit of a problem with your bicycle. Yeah. So everything worked out well in the end, did it?
It did, yeah. I mean, it's really interesting how kind of social media works and all this kind of thing, because I was feeling pretty lost up on the moor there and thinking, what the heck do I do? Because I literally couldn't pedal the bike. Something called the freewheel help went on it, and you can spin the wheels, spin the pedals, but nothing happened. So I kind of got a ball of string out and some cable ties and just about managed to get it to pedal on the flat. When I got to Berwick-upon-Tweed, and there's some great guys. Well, social media actually put me in touch with. It was Twitter actually put me in touch with someone who was there, and I kind of arrived very early in the morning. And the guys were brilliant. They just dropped everything, tried to fix the wheel, couldn't do it. So in fact, ended up with a new back wheel.
Oh, extraordinary, sir. That's brilliant, isn't it? And, because I suppose a trip like yours does capture imagination and social media. We've been talking about that with the Chief Constable today, where he's been answering questions on social media on BBC Radio Devon. But something like this now opens up a whole new avenue of communication for somebody like you, doesn't it?
Well, it is. I mean, I was... actually, I can't even remember where I was. I was on the coast somewhere near Hartlepool. And last night, and it was yesterday was a huge day for me, much bigger than I expected to do. But I was just standing there having a drink of water and thinking how much longer to go on. And a guy walked across the road and said, is it Alistair Cope? And I said, finally bemused, yes. And I said what it was, he saw the Devon flag, which is great. I've been flying the Devon pennant out the back, and I've got it on the side of the canoe. And he used one of the internet search engines to check Devon, canoe and bicycle. And I suppose if you get that combination, there's not too much coming up. And but because of that, the good thing about it is that he's just donated via the website to Exeter charities. Now I think that's just brilliant.
Yeah,
I can't believe that's happened, really.
That is superb. I'll ask you about the dodgy car park you're in a minute, but just remind us, you're doing this for charity, and, for a very good reason, obviously. Just remind us of the charities that you're doing it for. Yeah,
there's 3 charities. One, there's a small one going to Blesma. Blesma did some work with these guys last year. They're ex-servicemen that have had an amputation of some kind. Some of them are multiple amputees. And I just take my hat off to them. They're just absolutely fantastic. So 10% is going there. Then there's 45% going to 2 local charities in Devon, both based in Exeter. One which is Headway Devon, and the other is the Exeter Royal Academy for Deaf Education. And they're moving premises, and a massive move for them. So funding is very, very important indeed. So most of us 90% going to Devon-based charities.
And this dodgy car park then, without going into graphic detail, there you are, you find somebody to park up for the night, and, interesting.
And I thought that was between you and me, Vic.
No, share it with the listener, go on.
Well, I was at wit's end last night. I cycled towing this canoe. In fact, I've covered about 82 miles altogether. In fact, I did in desperation at one point. I just couldn't find anywhere to pitch my tent. And I tried a couple of B&Bs, and they took one look at the canoe and kind of said goodbye. Anyway, I went a bit further on, and I found this car park that was adjacent to a nature reserve. And I thought, this will be okay, because I was up near Middlesbrough, and the whole skyline is lit up with, I think, principally petroleum factories. And it's an extraordinary sight. It's just an extraordinary thing to see. This kind of orange glow everywhere. So I thought, okay, this looks okay. And I just about got in there and I sorted out. I couldn't put a tent up, so I put my bivvy bag down. And it was quiet. And suddenly a car came in. And I thought, okay. And that one kind of stayed there for a little while. I'm not going to go into too much detail.
No, please don't. It's still time.
And then another one came in, and let's just put it this way: the one missed it up quite a lot, and the other one seemed to be full of smoke. If I can put it that way.
Okay, that's graphic enough. Yeah,
probably enough detail there.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, brilliant.
I just didn't know where to go. I thought, where am I going to go? How do I get out of this?
You only stayed there for an hour to see what was going on, didn't you?
Well, I did actually get. I got about 4 or 5 hours sleep actually, but it was okay. It worked out okay. It was an unusual night's sleep.
Yes, indeed so. Now, it all rounds up in Exmouth on what date? Just remind us of that.
Oh, yeah, 14th of September, which seems an awful long way away. But whatever happens, I will be back that day. I know the next few stages now are going to get quite tricky, but I will be back. And the last leg is from Exeter to Exmouth. And we want to make that really relevant for the charities. And whatever happens, I will be finishing on that day. And we'll post lots of information on the website. The 2 charities are working very hard at promoting it as well, as a couple of 2 bike shops as well, which is great. Getting great support from them.
And if you want to follow Alistair on Twitter, it's at Velo Ventures, I think, isn't it? At Velo Ventures.
That's it. On Twitter, at Velo Ventures. Same, you can find me on Facebook. And we've got the website, which is Papete, which is PAPETE.co.uk. And that's been a bit out of date, but I think my son's Sebastian's about to update that fairly soon. I'm struggling to keep even just my phone charged at the moment. I need a bit more solar power for my solar panels. I'm a bit short of it currently.
Well, you've got plenty of sunshine in Devon. It's lovely.
I wouldn't mind borrowing some, please.
Okay, we'll send some your way. Marvellous. Alistair, we'll speak to you on Friday night on The Late Show, if that's okay.
Yeah, I look forward to it, Vic. Take
Brilliant.
care.
Take care then. Fantastic. Bye to you. Alistair Cope from Seaton, who's cycling and canoeing from Edinburgh and Exmouth. We'll have an update on that on The Late Show this coming Friday evening. Fantastic achievement, and we wish Alistair all the very best, of course.